Ready to level up your kickboxing skills? Well, let's begin with some expert tips. Grab your gloves, a mirror, a bag, and let's get on the mat. All right, first, let's practice our stance. So for kickboxing stance, what you want to do is start to learn how to square up a little bit. That means that your feet are going to be apart, knees are going to be bent. You're going to have your knees bent so that it puts the weight and your balance of your weight over your balls of your feet, and it'll soften your heels on the floor, and then your hands up. Different kind of styles for more of a kind of a kickboxing style, more just your hands up from here. More of a Muay Thai style is your gloves will kind of turn out and angle out a little bit more from that point on. If you are right-handed, that means your right leg will be back. If you are left, that means that you're going to start with your left leg back. That's the unorthodox position or southpaw, okay? So from your stance, I want you to visualize this triangle on the floor in front of you, whether you are watching yourself in the mirror or on the bag. First thing we want to do with some basic combinations is working on our jab. So our jab is going to be our lead hand. You're going to work on pivoting from the floor up to your fist to punch. So you work on a little twist with that. So from your foot to your hip, all the way into your punch. So just a jab. So work our jabs. Then we'll work our cross. These are going to be straight punches. So straight punch. So you can see it a little better from here. I'll angle off. So from here, you're punching, then with your straight. So then you got your jab and you got your cross, then work just a 1-2 combination. Just 1-2, right? From there. Now, basic kick, we're just gonna work on the round kick. That's gonna be your most basic of all kicks from there. What you wanna do is from your fight stance here, learn to lift your knee. Lift your knee, point your foot down. We're gonna hit with the shin of our leg. From here, we learned lift, turn, and kick, okay? So as you do this, I lift, I spin my bottom foot as I do that to allow my body, my hips to spin and turn with it. So learn to kick from there, all right? Then when you switch, you learn to lift your knee on the other side, spin the other foot, and kick. All right, so just doing this about maybe 10, 12 times on the bag or the mirror, all right? Learn to lift and kick. So if you're doing this on your own and just practicing without a bag, you're working on your jab, just your jab, then your cross, just a cross, then learning how to do 1-2, right? Then lifting your knee, extending your leg out to kick, lift your knee, extend your leg out to kick, lift your knee, pivot on the bottom foot on there, switching, lifting and pivoting, right? Switching, lifting and pivoting, back to your fight stance, switch, lift and pivot, right? Now, if you're southpaw, it'll be absolutely the opposite. You'd be jabbing with your right. You'd be shooting your cross with your left. You'd be shooting 1-2. Your back leg would be throwing the round kick. You'd be switching and throwing the round kick on the other side. Okay, if you can't kick high, just kick low. Lift your knee and turn that bottom foot, allowing your hip to turn with you. Okay, so from there, going back on the bag, we're gonna work on some things to help you with coordination. That means you're gonna do a left jab and a right round kick. Okay, then you're gonna do a right cross, switch, left round kick. Okay, so, right? On that side, right? If you're already starting there, otherwise cross, switch, throw your round kick. Right, doing those, set a timer, 1 to 2 minutes, right? Moving around, throwing your kick, throwing your combos. From there, going without a bag, right? Throwing your combinations from here. So a jab, throwing a round kick, right? Cross, switch, round kick. Then allow yourself to move around, right? Working on rhythm, right? From there, allowing your hands to move, get some head movement in it, allow yourself to move around. So work on those just simple, basic first techniques as from a beginner side of things, especially if you're starting off. Even if you're intermediate, working those coordination, which is left to right, right to left, so getting your upper body to work, and then your lower body for your legs. Okay, here's some tips to improve this. So the best thing to think about doing is slowing down and to work on your accuracy. So the more you slow down, the better you're gonna get with your accuracy, and just working on your balance from here. And that's gonna be the most important thing, because when you kick, or the first time you go to kick or even punch, a lot of times people will punch and they'll punch with their face and they'll lean forward, or they'll kick and they'll be falling off balance, or they'll fall backwards when they kick, versus just learning how to lift your knee and have balance. So from your fight stance, from here, from your guard up, because practicing your guard up, gonna be the most important thing, but I don't want you just to think about your guard up and your hands stay here, because then what ends up happening is your hands never move, or your hands are together, and then when somebody hits your hands, your hands hit yourself, okay? So keeping your hands apart a little bit, right? And so they can come back to your cheeks from here on this side, or they can come back a little bit higher. So practicing your guard up and balance, just bouncing, switching and bouncing, getting that down first a little bit, and then slowing things down, Working on your jab, right? Working on your cross, working on your jab, cross, from there, right? Just moving around, jab, cross, 1, 2, and if you have a mirror, you can watch yourself in the mirror. Now for your kicks, slowing down, don't try to kick super fast, and it ends up looking like this, and you don't have balance. Just slow, just lift your knee, turn and pivot, right? Switch, take a pause if you need to, lift your knee, turn and pivot, right? From there, okay, jab, slowing down, kicking, cross, switch, filling your balance before you start to kick. And then when you get on a bag and moving from a bag, you can start to slow down as well, so that way you can work on accuracy. I shoot my jab, so that makes sure it's good and straight. Throwing my round kick, lifting and turning, making sure I have balance. Throwing my cross, switching, turning, making sure I have balance. From there, working on my guard up, keeping things nice and slow and smooth. In the beginning, I always remember this concept: slow is smooth, smooth is fast. Right here, I can work on this and just start to improve my skills by going slow at first versus trying to go super fast. And it looks like this and you're punching, or you don't know how to punch and then you're kicking, or it kicks like this and then you don't have the good balance with it. And that's how it's gonna feel in the beginning. But in the beginning, it's gonna look a little ugly, and be okay with it looking ugly versus trying to seek perfection or being perfect with it. Drop a comment and let me know what your favorite move is from any of the kickboxing or boxing that you're doing. And don't forget to follow to make sure that you get more tips and more tutorials that I have coming out.